Imagine this. You're standing in the middle of downtown Philadelphia. It's early afternoon, just after 1 o'clock. Cars are rushing past. Workers are stepping out for lunch. Tourists are pointing at skyscrapers, taking pictures. It feels like just another ordinary Friday. And then, in the middle of all that noise, a 10-year-old boy disappears. Gone. No warning. No sound. No one sees where he goes. That boy's name is Trent Butler. And what happened that September afternoon in 2025 still leaves this city searching for answers? He was just 10 years old, last seen wearing a green shirt and light blue jeans. He stood about 5 feet tall, and on that Friday, September 19th, he was last seen on the 1500 block of Arch Street. And then, he was gone. Think about where that is. Arch Street, the heart of downtown, government offices, shops, restaurants, crowds of people. It's one of the busiest spots in the entire city. And somehow, in the middle of the afternoon, a child vanished without a trace. Police were called quickly. A missing child alert went out. His photo began to spread across phones and screens. The words were simple but terrifying. Missing, 10-year-old male, green shirt, light blue jeans, last seen on Arch Street. That alert made people stop scrolling, stop talking, and start asking, how does a boy disappear in broad daylight on one of the busiest streets in Philadelphia? At first, his family hoped for the simple answers. Maybe he'd wandered off and would come back in an hour. Maybe he went to a friend's house. Maybe he was just lost in the shuffle of a crowded city block. But as the minutes turned into hours, those simple answers stopped making sense. Panic set in. Police fanned out across the area. Neighbors joined the search. Every corner was checked, every alley, every storefront. But there was no sign of Trent, not a backpack left behind, not a single clue, just silence. Social media lit up with his face. His name spread across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Every post carried the same desperate caption, "Help bring Trent home." And yet, the hours kept passing. Friday turned into Saturday, Saturday turned into Sunday, and still, no Trent. The silence grew louder with every passing hour. Inside his home, the stillness was unbearable. His bed, empty, his toys, untouched. The sound of his laughter replaced with nothing but quiet. It's the kind of quiet that doesn't just fill a house. It spreads through an entire community. Parents held their kids tighter, doors were locked earlier, and whispers spread through the neighborhood. If it could happen to him, it could happen to us. Tips started to come in. Rumors followed. Some claimed he'd been spotted somewhere else in the city. One post even claimed he had been found safe. But official confirmation never came. And with every false hope, the heartbreak only deepened. The truth is hard to face. But thousands of children go missing in this country every year. Some run away, some are taken, and some, like Trent, simply vanish. And when that happens, life for the family splits in two, before the disappearance and after. Before, mornings filled with laughter. After, nights filled with silence. Before, birthdays with candles and wishes. After, birthdays marked by tears, by unanswered prayers, by an empty chair at the table. September 19th, 2025. That's the day everything changed for the Butlers. That's the day Philadelphia lost a little of its safety. And that's the day a question began that has never been answered. Where is Trent Butler? And as the days turned into weeks, that question only grew louder. The search went on, but the silence stayed heavy. And the mystery of Arch Street became a wound this city still carries. It's been 3 weeks, just 21 days since September 19th, and the question is the same every single morning. Where is Trent Butler? The search hasn't stopped. Flyers are still taped to poles, posts are still flooding feeds, and people in Philadelphia still scan sidewalks, buses, and train stations, hoping for a glimpse of him. Because when a child is missing, 3 weeks feels like forever. But it's also still right now. Inside his family's home, Time feels frozen. His bed stays neatly made. His favorite toys are right where he left them. The house listens for footsteps that don't come. Every knock at the door makes their hearts leap. Outside, the community is carrying the weight too. Vigils have been held. Candles have been lit under dark skies. Prayers whispered in small groups, hands holding posters with his photo. Neighbors who never met Trent stand shoulder to shoulder with his family. Because in the disappearance of a child, everyone feels the loss. Arch Street keeps moving. Cars flow, horns blare, office doors open and shut. But if you stop and really look, you feel it. That invisible gap, that empty space where a child should be walking home, but isn't. It lingers in the air even now. And then there's the noise of the internet. Some posts repeat facts, others spread confusion. One even claimed he'd been found safe, but official confirmation never followed. And for his family, every rumor is a cruel rise and fall, a flicker of hope followed by another crash into silence. So 3 weeks later, here is what we know. Trent is 10 years old. He was last seen September 19th, around 1 p.m., on the 1500 block of Arch Street in Philadelphia. He was wearing a green shirt and light blue jeans. Those are the facts. And those facts are the threads his family still clings to. For them, 3 weeks is not just a number. It's 21 days of waiting by the phone, 21 sunsets with no answers, 21 nights staring at a door that never opens. Every day feels endless. And yet, hope remains. Because until there is a clear answer, there is still a chance. And in cases like this, hope is the only thing stronger than fear. So the city keeps watching, the family keeps praying, the flyers stay posted, the candles keep burning, and the name is still spoken out loud, Trent Butler. Because this story isn't finished, it's unfolding right now. And the next call, the next sighting, the next detail could change everything. 3 weeks in, there are still no answers. But there are eyes looking. There are voices asking. There are hearts refusing to give up. Because missing doesn't mean forgotten. And so the question remains. The same one asked on Arch Street that Friday afternoon. The same one whispered by neighbors at night. The same one that has lived in his family's hearts for 21 days straight. Where is Trent Butler? 10 years old, gone, and still unaccounted for. Trent Butler's disappearance is not just a news headline. It's a living wound for a family. But memory matters. Public attention matters. Every extra pair of eyes, every shared post, every call to authorities helps keep him in view, not just another missing file. If you've seen or heard anything, no matter how insignificant it seems, please share it. Let's help bring Trent home. If you want updates, theories, maps, or want to help with research, let me know in the comments. I'll keep this case alive here because Trent deserves to be found and never to be forgotten.